The biggest thing right now is to find your niche, and you might not have a bunch of clients, but you have to be consistent with what you want to do. My services I give to my clients, my friends, my family are built off loyalty. Yeah. So in order to be great and be a legend, you need to be 100% everywhere.
Poppin', everybody. Nikki over here, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Mr. Jay McNabb from the Toro Group. This gentleman is absolutely crushing it in the real estate space, and not only is he scaling his business, but he's got so much work put into the personal development side of things, and inspiring what you're doing, my man.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
Yes.
I look forward to this.
Absolutely. Let's rock. All right. Well, thank you for joining today, brother.
Thank you for having me, bro.
I love how you just walked in like a bat out of hell. Like, what's going on in here?
What
do you got cooking under the hood, Nikki?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the vibe in here. You walk in, you just feel the energy, and I'm a big energy guy. So yeah. This feels right. This feels good right now.
Right on, right on. And you brought my energy up.
Let's go, baby.
That's just how you roll. I've been in other rooms with you too, and it's just, even from a mile away, it's like, woof. Who's that guy, man? What's going on? What's going on with him? What's up with his routine? What's he got popping, right? So it's awesome, and thank you for joining us today. I know you're a super, super busy dude, and you're running a team, and you have a full-blown business that you're scaling, and a lot of other things. So thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just to jump right into it, brother, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into the business. So
for
personal,
sure.
and then how it tied into the business
For
side.
sure. So I'm going to go back about like around 10 years. I'm not going to go back to what a lot of people go back to, kids. We were playing sports. We've kind of all done that. We kind of joked about that. Yeah. What I want to go back to is, after I was 21. So after I figured out I don't know everything, because I thought I knew everything as a 21-year-old. And I want to go back to kind of my college days. And I remember I had big dreams like skyscrapers. But my pockets were full of determination, no dollars, and a big student loan. Okay. And what I ended up doing was I showed up to school, didn't really want to be there, but I knew it was game time. And I remember my first class, it was a computer class. And I went into the computer class a little bit older. So I was kind of worried, I'm a little bit out of my element. I'm coming to college a little bit later in my career. So I looked around and I saw another older guy. And I'm like, yes, I'm not the oldest guy in the room. So I sat beside him. And every day I was looking on my computer. I wasn't doing the Excel. I wasn't doing the Word. I was studying graphs. I was studying charts. I was learning how to day trade. And what I ended up doing was I ended up taking that money I made in college, and it started off my real estate career. It didn't only pay back the loan. It also was able to buy my first pre-construction condo. So I look back of how I got started in the business. I took my ego aside. I went to college and did what we're supposed to do. But ultimately, I still didn't do what I was supposed to do. right. I was always looking for ways to think outside the box. And I utilized that class to start my real estate empire. So when you ask me, what did it cost? It cost me a 68% in that class. I met a new friend. And it started my real estate career. Right
on, hey? Check that out. I think that's the best what would it cost answer. And how you tied that whole story together was amazing, brother.
Yeah.
Right on. And listen, what you're doing in the industry right now and how much noise you're making in a very tasteful way is inspiring to see through the social media. And then when you're up close in person with you, right, you could, again, to go back to what we were talking about at the beginning, you could feel that energy and you could feel that enthusiasm, and the level of ambition is absolutely, just beautiful. Right?
And to chime in on that, and I do appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people don't know me and have that connection. And they might see that energy is too much, and they might feel that it's competition, it's a threat, and they're like, he's cocky.
Right.
He's a dick. It's too much. He's assertive. But let me tell you something. In order to win in this industry, you need to be a monster.
Yeah.
But hang on with me. You need to channel that monster and bring that monster back. And that's how you're going to win.
Right. No, and I love that. And it's about collaborating with those individuals.
Totally agree.
And aligning with them, as opposed to, taking shots at them and having it be that you're not supportive of what they're doing or you're judgmental towards it, right? So that's their loss if they have, that kind of judgment against you, because you're an awesome dude.
I appreciate it, brother.
So as many years you've been in the business and as many years as you're going to continue in it, what are some of the challenges that you've faced up to this point that were some of the big hurdles that you had to overcome? What did you have to do to overcome them? And what are some of the ones that you see in the near future that you're looking forward to jumping over? Because I know your attitude and that's the way you roll.
So I'm in my 4th year of real estate right now. And we're dealing with a lot of external factors, stuff that we just can't control. So one thing I always focus on is, what can I control? Internal. And that's always what I'm battling with. And if this was a real estate arena right now, the battlefield, and I had to go up against my younger self, that's who I'm worried about. So the challenge lies in always being better than I was yesterday, staying hungry, staying motivated, staying consistent. Because if I'm not, my younger self is going to come back and kick my ass.
Right.
And that's what I'm worried about. So I'm always competing with my younger self. This market is forever evolving, and you have to pivot, you have to change. And I'm dodging stuff like a swift ninja out here, all right? But you also need to make calculated risks and play it like a grandmaster chess player. And that's what I'm doing right now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And what are some of those challenges in the future that you could see with the way that the current market is positioned, what you've faced thus far, how you're scaling your business, and what you're almost going to run into?
So one of the challenges that I've ran into right now is scaling. Okay. All right? I'm constantly wanting to scale and build a bigger team. But I've actually had to dial it back a bit, and I had to mow the lawn to cut out some snakes.
Right.
Easy to be said. So we think that we want to be big and get big and grow a team. And I do. But it's very important to always go back to that core, because sometimes less is more. And that's kind of what I'm figuring out going through growing a team and building it up, bringing it back down, building it up, bringing it back down, because you might add 5, but you only keep 2. And then you might add 10 and you only keep 3. And it's constantly making this puzzle and making this puzzle work like a well-oiled engine.
Yeah.
And that's the key to success. And when I came in here and asked you, how many people you have, I seen all the desks. Like, that's inspiring, man. Yeah. I come into this podcast room, like, this is inspiring. This is why I come out and I do these things, because I get inspired. I come out, I meet people like you. We get to know each other even more, build that bond, collaborate, and we get inspired. Yeah. And that's what life is about. Selling real estate's a job. What we do after with our legacies and our future and helping people, that's what I want to do.
That's so true. So well said, man. And thank you very much for the words and the compliments.
It's from the heart, man.
I get inspired just as much from yourself, right? So appreciate that. And like, I love what you said in regards to, essentially, in a nutshell, it's 1 step back, 2 steps forward,
exactly.
kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
And then understanding that company culture, right, and that community that you've created is something that you have to continue to nurture and keep the good people around, but then when need be, rule with an iron fist and get rid of the bad apples.
Exactly.
Because like we've all heard that motto, a bad apple could spoil the bunch, right?
100%.
So, good on you for realizing that, taking that step backward and not letting it frustrate you before you take the next two forward. And that takes time and experience. And
I'm navigating through that, right? I'm navigating through that right now. And I do have a big vision, and the vision is key, and I hold on to that vision every day. But it's really important, as you know, you're probably in this office more time than you are with your own kids. Yep. So the people that are in the office with you are like family. And it's very important everyone's clicking.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%.
It's the key to success.
100%. And we say it all the time, right? It's important that we all stay aligned. It's important that we high five and congratulate each other on the wins collectively as a group. If my underwriting division is kicking some serious butt, there's always a way that I'll tie it back to the marketing division and let them know that, through their hard work and their perseverance and them having that ongoing consistency with the content is what drove us to have a bigger network and a wider net for us to cast. pull in more realtors that come with more leads to fire up the underwriting.
100%.
So it's you know, I don't want to go on and on and on about this like I can, but to go to your point, it's about, you know, high-fiving and keeping that culture within solid.
Yeah, I love that.
For sure.
I love that.
And so for a gentleman like you to come on board and be someone's realtor, right? Other than the commissions, what does it cost one? And what I mean by that is what is it that they got to be willing and ready to do to commit themselves to you as that high-performing all-star realtor?
So there's a little twist to this one.
Okay.
Because my services don't go back to numbers and transactions. My services actually can't be measured by a dollar amount. My services I give to my clients, my friends, my family are built off loyalty. They're built off trust. When I'm going to partner up with somebody or work with somebody, we need to be on the same level. We need to be on the same playing field. And them knowing that, hey, if I'm going to take his time or take his knowledge, I'm going to partner with him and be alongside him to real estate success. And that's how I live. It's not about the money to me. And I go back, I've said this before, I'm a hunter. I love going out there and I enjoy the process.
Right.
I enjoy the process. I don't live off the commission check. Obviously, I need that to feed my family and keep the lights on. But my services and how I built this team are built off loyalty, trust, and them understanding, me understanding that we're in this together to the end.
Right, right. Very cool. Love that. And these people are probably ranting and raving about how much it is that you care for them, for their real estate portfolio. And a lot of your business is, let me guess, through referrals?
Exactly. And that's what's kind of evolved over the years, like just so many repeat and referrals, because my clients understand that when I go out there, I fight for their money like it's my own. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I feel that they can trust me, that I'm going to stand up and I'm going to fight for them like they would want to fight for their own money. And I always put myself in their shoes and their money in my pocket in the aspect of I'm not going to mess this up.
Right.
So I put my client first all the time when I'm going in negotiation, just like it's my own.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. So it's like you got skin in the game with them kind of vibe, right?
Exactly. And it just, I think it builds that bond even closer.
Yeah.
And that's how I get these repeat and referrals. And I go back and I had these set of investor clients kind of when I was first starting out, and I was always showing up to these duplexes as soon as they hit the market. I was always there on day one before any other realtor. Like if it hit the market now, I was there in 10 minutes.
Right.
And I specialized kind of in this niche. Realtors started seeing me there all the time first. They're like, how did you get here first? Like, and then clients started seeing this because I was posting it on social. Then they picked me up, wanted me to be the realtor because I know Part 9 Residential Ontario Building Code. I know how to convert a single-family home to a legal duplex. They wanted a realtor who understood the game as well because I was doing it. So they would say, hey, let the dog out the cage. I would just go find them the home, bring it to them. They say, Jay, does it work? I say, yes, they buy it.
Nice. Yeah.
I just let the dog out the cage.
Yeah. Love it. And is that something that's like now commonly known across the board with all your clientele? Like, we don't even have to go look for a property with Jay. He's going to find
Exactly.
it. Right.
So they would want to know zoning. Can duplex go there? Can we do a garden suite in the backyard? So I just became very educated with it, and I kind of specialized in that niche. So even for all you other realtors out there right now listening, the biggest thing right now is to find your niche. And you might not have a bunch of clients, but you have to be consistent with what you want to do. So if that's selling condos, we'll always be at the condo as soon as it hits the market. Do a tour for your Instagram, your social, and always be known as the condo person. Maybe you're the person that always finds the good deals under $500,000. Because right now in this market with interest rates, it's hard for maybe that first-time home buyer to get into the market. So maybe specialize in always finding that deal under $500,000. And then if somebody thinks, okay, I need a home under $500,000, they're going to think of Ashley. They're going to think of Jessica. They're going to think of Sarah. And you're going to be that person.
Right.
And I find that very key. And people just don't even do that. Mm-hmm. And it's just being consistent with one thing. Don't have to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Just be consistent with one thing and do it very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, and you know what, to go to that point, even if you pick up 0.001 of the market share for being a loft specialist or an investment property specialist under 500,000, that would make you a multimillionaire.
I
right?
totally agree.
And that's how, those are the benefits too of living in a big city, right? And a place like Ontario, right?
Yep.
That has the density that it has, but also is showing that growth as well. So amazing. Love that. And really, really interested in this one. What's the vision? What's the where's the end goal? What are we building here? How big's the team? Are we going international? Are we staying local? Hit me with it. No, bro.
So
hit me with it.
Vision's big. I want to build a big team.
Okay.
Big team. I want to be number one team, Simcoe County, which I've already accomplished. I would like to go number one team, Canada, for the brokerage I'm with. Yeah. Shout out to Keller Williams on that one. So I want to go big. I want to go big and then scale down to the States.
Right.
With you.
Right. Yeah.
Nice. So vision's big, grow the team, get more time back for myself.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm in the trenches.
Right.
And I'm in the business. I'm
Right.
not looking down on the business yet and trying to figure out, more systems and processes, how to streamline things. I still do. But like right now I have 17 active listings. I have 9 more coming available in the next week or two. I'm busy. And I love being busy. I love going fast. I believe in speed. Anxiety can't catch me. Depression can't catch me. All this other stuff just can't catch me. Yeah. I'm just here. I'm there. I'm doing this podcast. Boom, 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 boom. So I love it, man. And my vision is to eventually be able to take myself out.
Yeah.
And then help more with the agents involved in the business, so I can really help them, their families, and get to their goals because I know I'm capable of doing it.
Got it. Awesome. Very cool. So not only scaling a big team, but really diving deep in it with them and showing them what you've learned from A to Z.
Exactly.
And just training them to be absolute machines. Yeah.
Rock stars.
Oh, love it. And whereabouts it? So you're done conquering Canada. You're going to win that award. It's already in the universe. It's done. It's just a matter of time. Let's start manifesting that for you together. However, what's happening south of the border? Where are you touching down first? What is it that's got you hot and horny about south of the border and business down there?
Even right after here, I'm going to a broker event for pre-construction in Dubai.
Okay.
So I'm always constantly trying to educate myself of how I can bring more value to my investors, learning about, tax, how can we save tax, how can we operate, how can businesses talk to each other, and ultimately just try to grow. I've also looked at stuff in Tulum. I've been down there with some developers trying to see what can be done down there. If anyone follows me on social, I do go to Mexico quite a bit, so I do love it down there. And ultimately just trying to navigate of what does have the best ROI, what's going to work best long term, where are the trends happening? And I like following trends. Yeah. Because trends do make money if you're the first one into it.
Right. Absolutely. Love that. What do you think about Dubai, by the way? I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
And again, I'm not going to talk about it yet because I don't know yet. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting all my information from everywhere.
Okay.
I'm going to put it all together. And then this is when I can actually speak about it.
Right.
And kind of really know my stuff.
Yeah.
Because right now, honestly, I don't know all my stuff right now. But I'm doing the right thing. I'm searching for the information.
Yes.
And that's something what I've learned. And I heard this from my pastor. He says, we're supposed to seek knowledge. We have the ability to ask.
Yeah.
And this is a very good thing right now. You have the ability to ask a question. Always ask, because the successful people will give you the knowledge. They don't hold back stuff. You know that.
Yeah.
I've met very successful people. I know you have collaboration.
Yeah.
They will give you. So what we need to do as individuals is always ask. Just ask.
Yeah.
No question is a stupid question. Your chapter 1 can't be somebody's chapter 30.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. And I believe in asking for knowledge, because knowledge is power, but you could have all the knowledge in the world. You need to execute.
Absolutely. It's so funny you talk about that and knowledge. Today on the 5:30 or the 5 a.m. call with Joe Trimboli, it's an awesome wake-up call. That's what was being talked about. And it was like, you really don't start to take on wisdom until you're 40 and up. And before that, it's all knowledge, just knowledge. Just take as much of it as you can in and you hit the nail on the head with your point. Ask. Tuck that ego in behind, wherever you got to tuck it, and just ask those questions, man, and take in that information. We're not supposed to know everything, and not even close to it, and we never will. So there's nothing to be, feeling dumb about when you ask the questions, right? And I love that. I love that transparency and that, like, let's own it. We don't know it. Ask. That's the answer. Cool. On to the next.
And I think you
right?
get more respect for that. Instead of trying to bullshit your way through
100%.
and somebody reads through that, they're like, okay, like,
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah. Just ask.
People pick up on that. Even the fact that you don't answer the question because you don't want to put your foot in your mouth, right? And someone listens to that, what they think is, that guy's integral. He's integral with his word. He's not a bullshitter. So what he does say, he does know. So they'll take what you say as gospel,
Exactly.
right? And they feel that authenticity because it's relatable.
Yeah.
And they'll see, like, people will notice from a mile away, that guy bullshits kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And then they just won't take you as seriously as they're taking you now because you're integral, you're hardworking.
My word is bond.
And that goes a long way these days for sure, right? So, in regards to building out your team and continuing to keep that solid company culture, what has been your biggest challenge with that?
Me always being around in the office.
Okay.
I am a big office guy. I don't work from home.
Yeah.
I'm always in the office. But if I'm not there all the time, you can show up and there's some agents. What are we doing today? What are we doing today?
Right.
And I feel bad because I want to be there and I'm going to be there. But if I have to go to a listing appointment or if I'm doing buyer walkthroughs or I'm showing homes or I'm in open houses, like, I'm in the trenches still. I can't be around all the time. So I'm trying to still help in every way I can because my phone's on 24/7 for my team. But ultimately, I can't physically be there all the time.
Right.
I'm one person.
Right.
So I try my best with that. But I feel why people come around me, want to be around me, why I have a good friend group, why my family loves me, why my business partners love me. I bring the energy.
Yeah.
And people want that. People need to be motivated.
Yeah.
They need to be motivated and held accountable. And I'll do that when I'm around.
Right.
But if I'm not there, like, I'm not going to be in the office again today.
Yeah.
I won't be there today.
Right.
So I hope they're doing the dues. But yesterday I did set them up with tasks, and I do expect those tasks to be done when I return.
Right.
Because then if they're not done when I return, they didn't respect my time.
I'm scared for you guys. Get them done. That's awesome, man. So these people look up to you. You're a mentor. You're an idol. You're just this amazing ball of energy that gets them fired up, motivated, and ready to rock. Who are those people for you?
They're my rocks.
Right. No, but who are those people that are your mentors, that are your idols, that are people that you look up to?
Great. So I'm going to give a shout out to
my.
my boy, Matthew Klanowski. He's my partner. He's my best friend, and he was my mentor.
Okay.
And we just had such a great bond together.
Yeah.
And that's how we've been able to build this out. It's been built out over trust. And as you know, with partners come and go. This is blood in, blood out with me and him. We ride or die together.
Yeah.
We go through the high tide together, low tide together. Everything we do is together. And that's my brother.
Right.
And he's been my rock. I've been his rock. Somebody I can lean on. And I'm somebody he can lean on.
Right.
And I think that's how we've built such a good business. And I'm so excited to see where we can go together.
That's awesome. And does he have years of experience in the business prior to you entering, or you guys came in together?
Great question. So he actually had 16 years in the business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm in now year 4.
Yeah.
He was my agent when I was getting investment properties and I was doing flips. And that's how it all started.
Nice.
And we just kind of built a bond off that. I actually went and worked for him on his team. So I was a team member before a team owner.
Okay.
I learned everything, and then I restructured everything of how I would want to be treated.
Right.
So I have the best splits now.
Okay.
I'm one of the most generous teams.
Okay.
I give.
Okay.
I don't want retention. I don't want an agent to come back to me and say, oh, the splits are no good. Well, I know every other mega team in my industry, and I know what they give out, and ours are the best.
Right.
I've done the recon. I know. So
Right.
I always wanted to come back and know that I'm giving everything I have. My door's open. I don't charge desk fees. I don't charge anything. They pay for their cell phone. That's it.
Right.
Everything else is taken care of for all my team members. Closing gifts, their marketing material. My agents don't even upload listings. My agents only focus on 3 main money productive activities. That's signing contracts, that's meeting with buyers, listing presentations, buyer presentations, and prospecting. Everything else is handled for them on my team.
Wow. So it keeps them efficient.
Exactly.
It keeps them, yeah, love that, man. Right on. And so how big is the team right now, Jim?
Right now we're at 10 agents.
10 agents. That's awesome.
We were at 15 and kind of scaled down a bit.
Yeah. Very cool. And that way you get rid of all that fluff, that excess fat. We call it here in that keep them focused and fired up and efficient. That's brilliant. I love that, man. And what is it that you noticed from other teams that weren't able to retain the way you're able to retain, and they've seen a revolving door, right?
Yeah.
What is it? What are some of those things that you're just like, I'm going to avoid that all day, every day?
I think it comes back to when I put myself in the position of when I started working for a team, I didn't see the vision. When you see a team lead not do 100 ends, so 100 ends, buy or sell, no leases, just 100 deals, and you see them don't do that, and your goal, let's say, was to make $100,000, and now you have to do almost 100 deals to make $100,000, but the owner of the team can't even do 100 deals. How is this going to happen? This is unrealistic.
Right.
And that's what I was seeing. I was seeing this isn't even doable.
Right.
When I joined the team, when I was an agent on a team, the team was only doing 60 deals a year. So that's buy or sell 60. In my first year of real estate, I did 43 on my own. So I had a vision.
Yeah.
I could outperform a team leader.
Right.
And that's where it all started. I put in the work. I understood that. And then I saw the vision, but I wanted to make it more realistic for an agent if they came in and only wanted to do 1 deal a month.
Right.
12 deals a year. You could still make $100,000.
Right.
I want it to be, it's doable.
Right.
Because a lot of these teams are set up, it's not doable. It's not doable.
Interesting. Wow. That exists out there.
And I don't know why it just popped in my head too. It's like almost like a fair game. One of those games at the fair. You're trying to throw, hey, you'll win this big prize if you can get 3 balls in the bucket. You can never get 3 balls in the bucket.
Those buckets
but they get you there. They'll get a lot of people through the door, and they're trying.
Yeah.
And that just popped into my head. But that's a kind of a little bit of analogy. It's just, it wasn't doable. Wow. It will look like it's doable. And it has the fancy lights and everything. But it wasn't. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take it back. How can I make other people money, give them the skills they need, the knowledge they need to perform at their best and to be able to give back not only for their clients, but their family, and to be able to achieve their goals.
Right. Love that, man. That's powerful. And they could see it that you're the proof in the pudding, right? You're the proof in concept right there. Like Buddy did it. He smashed it. What's there to question here? What's there to be skeptical about? Like, it's there, right? Listen to the guy, take what he says seriously, and you're going to get the results too, right?
I love what you just said there, because that's the truth. Because I didn't come into the industry with family in the industry. I didn't come into the industry with even my face on a sign. I didn't come into this industry with any past clients or referrals or anything like that. I came into this industry fired up. Hungry. And that's what it goes back to, kind of when you ask me, stay hungry, because myself in my first year, man, he'd blow me apart right now. And that's what scares me. He was up working out every morning, fasted at 6 a.m., would get to the office, work all day, and then go back and hit it again and play basketball and then get up and do it again every day. My old self had an 8-pack. I don't have that anymore. So it was just like, I'm watching that guy, and I always go back and I think, just keep up with him. What would he do? What would he do? And I was so disciplined in every aspect of life. And I was actually just watching the Conor McGregor documentary kind of the other day. And, you know, if you like him, don't like him, that's not, I'm not here for the debate on that. But the biggest thing, kind of what he said, what I like, what he took away from, is his younger self, he was winning. And then he went and he lost twice. And he's like, maybe I'm going to retire. But then he came back and went back to his old diet. He went back to everything that he knew he started with. He trained like he used to train. And the big thing, what he said was, you know, he's working out 100%. Like, that was always dialed in 100%. But when he would go home, He's eating the things he's not supposed to be eating. He's maybe saying the things he's not supposed to be saying. He's not 100% in the other area outside of the gym. He would be about 75%.
Yeah.
So in order to be great and be a legend, you need to be 100% everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just in the gym.
Yeah.
Not just on a podcast, not just in real estate, not even just, you know, with your relationships, your loved ones. You do need to be dialed in with everything as a collective whole to really make that puzzle come together.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
And I took that away and I was just like, you know what, totally right. Because
Yeah.
my old self, I was eating cold meals out of a container every 2.5 hours. And I was on keto. So I was eating like beans and like just protein. And I would just do that every day. It was like clockwork.
Yeah.
And people would like, you're not going to heat that up. I'm standing up eating. Like I was just so disciplined when I look at myself. I was like, drill sergeant.
Yeah. I love that.
Except without the haircut.
Yeah. It looks good though.
Man with the bun gets it done.
That's so cool, man. And but you know what? Like it's so awesome that you were able to have those disciplinary skills and really relate back to it and keep yourself in check and accountable, right? And say, okay, you know what? Like I have that with my personal development. It's called the Wheel of Life, and I work it with my coach on an ongoing basis. And it's like, okay, where am I lacking over here? And then being able to identify which spoke it is I'm lacking in, and then knowing what I have to do to bring it back up so that it's operating optimally, right?
Awesome.
So like there's so much that, you know, I get out of that ongoing. So I can relate in regards to you looking at that guy 4 years ago and be like, buddy, that guy's a savage. And I gotta, every time I feel like I'm off the beaten path, I know how to get back on, and I know how he could produce and how he can operate when he's on his A game, right?
And that's the thing. It's knowing the recipe. I do know the recipe. And
Right.
you all might know the recipe, but are you making the recipe according to the recipe? And we got to ask ourselves that question and be honest with ourselves. Like, hey, I've fallen off lots of times. Lots of times. I'm not perfect. But the thing is how quick we can get back on track.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes.
That's the difference.
It's so true, bro. It's so true. And knowing that, whoa, I'm off track. This is how it feels like to not be aligned. This is how it feels like to not be operating optimally. You see where it is you're lacking in your personal life, in your business, in different areas, and so key. Okay, that's fine. Great. I've identified that. How do I get my ass back on track now? And how quickly can I get that done? Yeah. Very cool. That's awesome, man. And do you teach a lot of like your personal development and things that keep you disciplined in that space to your realtors, or is it more focused on the business aspect of it?
So we meet every week.
Okay.
We have our weekly meetings. Sometimes I'll do a motivational talk. Sometimes I just gotta like to keep them fired up. Sometimes we're doing stats, everything back to trackers, following up with them to make sure they're actually doing their calls. Are they doing what they want to do, what they've told me they want to do? So I'm holding them accountable to what they said. So it's a mix of everything. Sometimes I'll go over to the college too in my area. I'll speak there for the kids, the youth, giving back to them. I love just sharing the knowledge that I have with anybody that wants to listen. You don't have to listen.
Yeah.
But like what you said, I've done it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Do you want to be good? Do you want to be great?
Yeah.
'Cause I can teach you some things I know. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I will teach you what I know, and I will not bullshit you.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Love that. So the staff is always in for a surprise.
Exactly.
They know they're getting fired up.
Yep.
They just didn't know.
Sometimes we'll have a speaker come.
Right?
Yeah. Sometimes we'll have some
Love
speakers
that.
come through. I like giving them the knowledge, you know what I mean? Staying up to date with what's happening, with rates, everything like that. So when they're talking to their clients, they are the professionals.
Right.
They are professionals. So
Right.
they need to know everything because they're going to get asked questions and they need to have the answer because people are relying not only on myself, they're relying on my team. And I call them team partners, right? We're all team partners on my team. That's how I relate to everybody. We're all partners. And I want anybody that's going to get the same service with me is going to get the same service with one of my team partners. So I always trying to give whatever I know to them.
Right. Yeah. Because if anyone comes in through your doors and is transacting or is being serviced by one of your people, they're getting that service that is
like
just
you said,
on
the
a
white
whole
glove
other level,
service.
the white glove service, which will make you feel amazing because anyone that's representing your brand and your movement to know they left with an absolute amazing taste in their mouth is what would make you sleep real nice at night, right?
Agreed.
So to have these people be a reflection of yourself and what you stand for.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and now it makes sense, right? In regards to how you're scaling that team in a tasteful manner and taking a couple steps back before a few more moving forward, because it's not everyone that's going to show up on a day-to-day basis and give that kind of commitment and ready to be, have their ass snapped into shape and be super disciplined, right?
This is definitely a different industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not all glitz and glamour. Like social media and maybe how I'll even use myself, I make it look. It's like LeBron James, though. He makes basketball look easy, what you see. But what you don't see is him in the gym before everyone.
Yeah.
Him spending $1 million a year on his body, healing it.
Yeah.
Him doing everything behind the scenes. You don't see it, but when you see him play basketball, he's like, how does he make it look so easy?
Yeah.
It's with real estate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that people don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That I'm doing the dues.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely, man. It's all that stuff. And let's not forget, right? Because sometimes I have to remind myself and my team when we're looking at, our growth, right? And we're growing and we're showing some awesome numbers. It's like, we gotta be mindful of the fact. So what I'm looking at with you is, okay, you're scaling right now and you're at a team of 10, right? Scale back from 15, bring it to 10. Now you're gonna propel it forward a little more. Remember that there's realtors, and I'll use you as an example in this case. There's realtors that are going back to full-time jobs that are salaried, that are going to part-time jobs that are salaried, that are getting out of the industry. Yep. You're scaling your business. So you're going against the grain, right? In a downturn, right? In this market that we're in, no matter which way you twist it or turn it, we're staying hungry, we're staying motivated, we're growing, we're scaling. That's amazing. But it's even more amazing when you could acknowledge and give yourself the credit and your teammates that you're doing it with a devastating downturn that's happening as of right now. And what that is, we could talk so much about stats and numbers and data and look at that and say, oh yeah, whoa, that's bad. You're scaling, right? And that's because of that discipline. That's because of that perseverance. That's because of that ongoing effort to continue to stick to the game plan, right? And good on you for doing that in a tough time. It's not
and I
easy,
think we're
man.
doing the exact same thing. Some people are pushing the brakes. I'm hitting the gas.
Oh yeah.
And this year, what would it cost? This has been the year for my most expenses I've had to date. We're ramping it up. And this is our time to take more market share.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I love to hear that. Talk to me a little bit more about that, because that's exactly what we're doing. And sometimes I'm scratching my head saying, okay, this is a pretty ballsy move, in this market. But then I snap out of it quick and I said, yeah, this is exactly what you have to be doing now. Well, everyone's hiding and everyone's, shying away from allocating more budget and pressing. Here we are, like you referred to, hitting the gas. So talk to me a little bit more about what that looks like on your end.
So right now, what I'm trying to do is stuff that I've always wanted to do. So any kind of downtime I have, and I can now work on the business, so in the business, working on the business, I'm trying to equip my realtors, my team partners, with the best technology and equipment out there. And when they're going into listing presentations, they're going to have the shiniest, nicest things. Okay. I love shiny and nice things. Yeah. And I always believed in, if my realtors could have the best tools, they could build a house better than anybody else pound for pound. Because I'm going to equip them with the presentations, the lingo, how to talk, how to do everything, how to get the right data, how to present it, how to go around a house, how to do a real listing presentation or a buyer presentation. I'm going to teach them all that. And on top of that, now I'm going to give them all the fancy things, the things to give to their clients to actually create an experience. Because real estate is an experience for these clients. And marketing right now is about creating an experience. And they need to feel something through it.
Right.
And that's what we're doing now, is we're really making the clients feel something.
Love that. Yeah, for sure. And that'll make you stand apart from the rest in a big way.
Yep.
Right? Because it's really easy to, again, let off the gas, right? And to go hide in the corner and to say, okay, let's wait this out and wait to jump back on the bandwagon when she's moving in the right direction and fast again. But it's tough. It's tough to do what you're doing right now, and I acknowledge you for that. I tip my hat to you, and I say that's absolutely awesome.
You're moving in office right now.
Yeah.
How scary would that be for a lot of people? A lot of people might be, now's not the time.
Right.
Now's not the time.
Right.
When is going to be the time?
Right.
And I condone you for that, man. Hats off to that, because that's not easy. That's taking a big jump.
Yeah.
That's putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. No, for sure.
That's what that cost.
Yeah. Let's get a little bit comedic on everyone's butt over here.
Not the funniest guy, but I'll try to dig something out.
Dig something out. Give something to me that really resonates with you as to what was something funny.
Okay, so we'll kind of rewind back to the first question you asked me, like how I kind of got into real estate, my career, and kind of how I talked about college. So this actually kind of relates to networking, and always ask questions and do things maybe you wouldn't kind of do. So when I walked into that computer class, I strategically picked out an older person. I thought I was old, but there was an older gentleman, and I wanted to sit beside him. I wanted to learn his knowledge. I was never smart in school. I was like a C student all the way up, always a C student, just kind of getting by, loved the sports, struggling. So I positioned myself beside someone that I thought was smarter than me. And lo and behold, I call him Mr. TD Bank, AKA the Wolf. He actually worked at the bank and taught me how to day trade. I didn't just teach myself.
Okay.
Every class, he was helping me move my stocks around.
Okay.
It wasn't done by myself.
Right.
So again, I didn't touch base on that, but Mr. Wolf helped me buy my first condo and get a 68% in that class.
Wow. Shout out Mr. Wolf.
And still my friend to this day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So anybody out there, you know, and when we go to conferences and stuff like that, I encourage you, don't sit with people you know. Go to a random table. And I always done that. I started with just something like that. So if you go to a conference, real estate conference, or any type of team building or any conference out there, go sit at a table that you don't know. Don't bring your friend with you.
Yeah.
Just go to a random table, introduce yourself, and sit there.
Yeah.
You'll be so surprised what happens.
Yeah. No, I love that. You know, one of my cousins that I went to a Tony Robbins conference with said the same thing. When we walked in, he goes, "Okay, you go that way, I'm going this way." And I looked at him. I'm in South Florida, right?
Yep.
I don't know anyone there. He's the one who brought me on to the whole Tony Robbins tip, right? So I think I'm going to get down with him. We're there. We touched down. We're at the event. He's like, "Go that way, I'm going." And it's like no like lead up to it, or this is why we're doing what we're doing. And he's like, and I gave him this look. He's like, "Trust me, we'll talk at intermission." And I went in and I sat beside a few random people, and I made some awesome connections, built some amazing bonds, and had it be that I know exactly what you're talking about, and then it's an amazing experience. And why wouldn't you do that, right? Why wouldn't you? That's a big part of the reason why you're there. You're there for the networking aspect. Yep. You're there to build new relationships, right? So I love that. Jay, if you had to leave them with like one tip, like the go-to tip, just one thing, what would it be?
Turn classrooms to boardrooms. Turn your textbooks into successful blueprints. As my motto is, all hustle, no bull.
There he is. Love it, man.
That's it, man.
Just wanted to say that was absolutely fantastic. Had lots and lots of fun. I can go on and on and on with you today, but yeah, just thank you.
No, thank you, man.
Yeah,
thank you guys for having me. Shout out to the whole team, Spark. If anybody doesn't follow me, you can follow me at jaymcnabb.torogroup. I'll give you a follow back. Everybody out there, keep grinding, keep smiling, and stay safe.
Right on. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this episode. That's how we keep this rodeo moving forward.